All this week, we're having a good time talking about Chicago summer festivals. And you know what goes great with a hot day at a local festival? A great cold local beer. That's why I'm putting you on Revolution Brewing's new Cold Time Lager. Brewed low and slow with that Lake Michigan water, Cold Time is easy drinking. Perfect for festivals, block parties, and all things summertime shy. I usually got a couple tucked with me on the kayak. Find it and other Revolution Brewing beers at your favorite festival, neighborhood bar, or on shelves across the city. Check out the latest at revbrew.com. Today on CityCast Chicago. Now, it wouldn't be summer festival season if we ain't talk about some of our favorite Chicago food festivals. So I had to bring back the homie Dario Durham, the co-host of 77 Flavors of Chicago, a great podcast that takes you to the city's neighborhoods to try the best food and drinks they have to offer. And together, we've got your perfect food festival lineup and the best menus to get your summer right. It's Wednesday, June 12th. I'm Jacoby Cochran, and this is what Chicago's talking about. Of course, I gotta mention this week's festival guides are sponsored by Revolution Brewing. Regardless of what festival you're at, they probably got something for you. Maybe you a Chicago Pilsner kind of person. Maybe you grabbing the summer ale. Me, I'm probably gonna grab one of them Freedom Lemonades, but that's just me. The homie Dario Durham is the co-host of 77 Flavors of Chicago, a podcast that takes you to the city's neighborhoods to try the best food and drink the community has to offer. Dario, since you've been out here getting to know Chicago's neighborhoods and eating your way through the city, we thought you'd be the perfect person to lay out what to eat at Chicago's summer neighborhood festivals. Welcome back to CityCast Chicago.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Gee, I'm not gonna lie. If you told me this summer I could only go to arts festivals or music festivals or food festivals, I'm gonna be real with you. Even as an artist myself, it's probably not gonna be those first two. G, I'm trying to find the best tacos, the best burgers, the best ribs. Yeah. So let's start with the obvious. What's the festival you are most looking forward to this summer that you already have it on your calendar?
Man, look, I got a whole weekend planned for you. July 19th through the 21st. I think people gonna love that, man. That's Tacos y Tamales over in Pilsen, which I am 100% looking forward to. You got the Hamburger Fest over in Roscoe Village, so other side of town. Y'all know I'm ready for that one. And then Pitchfork is that weekend. So, and the reason why I'm really looking forward to those is a bunch of different reasons. Last year, Sarah and I kind of took a break from a lot of the festivals. We were going crazy, man.
Mm-hmm. I ran into you at Pitchfork. We had a good time, G.
Yeah. Pitchfork was the only one I did that weekend because we couldn't. I was tired. 2022, we did it all, man. We were like, 3 festivals a weekend. We were, all during the week, whatever they had going on, man. This year, I'm looking forward to jump back in, getting tired, getting sweaty.
Okay.
And I'm ready.
So you took a year off, got some rest. We ran into each other at Pitchfork last year. Yep. But even then, the food that is available at like a music fest versus a neighbor fest, like you're always going to find something. But I love that you put that on people's calendar early. That weekend of July 19th. I mean, there are even more festivals going on that weekend. Taste the River North, Columbian Fest, the Food Truck Festival in the South Loop is taking place. But I love that we started slow, right?
Yep.
Tacos y Tamales, definitely something that I've gone to probably the last few years, and I do plan on pulling up on Pitchfork. If folks are listening to this episode, come back tomorrow where me and the homie Katrina fam are going to be putting together our best Lollapalooza days, our best Pitchfork days. Then we're going to ask people to pick who they thought won. Now, what are you most looking forward to eating during the Summer Fest session? This could be something you can find anywhere, something at a particular festival. What's that one dish that you're already thinking about?
So I'm gonna take it back to Pitchfork last year. So Pitchfork had this bucket of fries, right? And it was a massive, stupid bucket of fries. I forgot the name of the restaurant, man. But you gonna know it when you see it when you get out there. the sauce on those fries, it's got like spiciness to it with the cheesiness. That's all you need. And some water.
Was it like a spicy queso? Was it like a cheese sauce? What?
It was like almost like a mild sauce adjacent, I want to say, like sauce that they had on. It had some sweetness to it mixed with the cheese, but the fieriness of it, whoo, boy, that bucket was about this big, man. I'm telling you.
Was it any of these places? Chicago Doghouse, Connie's, LC Pho, Publican?
I think it was the Chicago, was it Chicago Doghouse?
Chicago's Doghouse?
Yes, I believe so.
I love that. With all of the food festivals we was going to talk about, I even said up top, if I had to pick art, like music, food, I would go food. And you like, hey, you don't have to make those distinctions all the time.
You don't. I mean, like, because like the food gonna be at any one of these joints you go to. It's Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they, we like to show out with the food, man. And these things be in neighborhoods too. So, when the food is in the neighborhoods want to show out. You know what I mean? Like, so this ain't time to shine. So you gonna have your taste, your options.
So speaking of that, what are some of the iconic festival foods that you can pretty much find anywhere all summer, whether you are going to food specific fest, music, pulling up on like one of those like carnival parade joints? What's something you almost guaranteed to find everywhere?
Look, if you are going out anywhere in Chicago, you said one of them, Connie's Pizza. They are Connie's Pizza. They got the city on lock, man. Like, and you know something else?
Connie's and Bocce's, they go be there.
They gonna be there. Like no matter. I want to know who they PR is because they everywhere. But Robinson's Ribs. Like if you out and about, you gonna get Robinson's Ribs, man.
I feel like they pull up with a food truck at a lot of places too.
All the time they pull up. You know what been pulling up lately too? The Harold's Chicken food truck. Yeah, you gonna find that out in these streets.
Because you usually will get them at like the Taste for sure. You gonna get them on Sundays on State for sure. It might be like you're guaranteed to get them at a bunch of the food festivals, but it's not every single one. But I agree, they seem to be more prolific at the street fest.
Yeah. I've been seeing them a lot more, man. You're going to see those type of things. The one thing you're going to see also, you're going to see a lot of different taco spots. Obviously, you're going to see those kind of popping up all over the place. And the reason why I point those out is because they also, I feel like every Chicagoan, and when you're going out to these festivals, you feel the same way. You be like, I feel like I seen that. But because they look all different and you like, have I had that? So just eat them all. You know what I mean? That's just go up to it and just try it. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, another couple of things you definitely gonna find almost everywhere is like the horchata stands, like right next to some like pork rinds and some funnel cakes. Like those like do it all stands is a staple across your street festival. So I almost always grab big ass lemonade, buying a horchata and grabbing like a funnel cake or something. That's guaranteed to pop up.
Yes, you know what else is really cool too is the IPAs and those type of drinks. You're gonna find a lot of those around, and Chicago is big on the IPAs. And lately, I've been rocking with the Haze, the West Coast joints, man, for recently this year.
Well, if people are interested in, getting down with the beer, we got Craft Beer Fest July 5th through the 7th. We got Malt Row Beer Stroll June 26th in Ravenswood, which highlights the area's local breweries. They also do Ravenswood on Tap July 20th and 21st. This week of all things summer festivals is brought to you by Revolution Brewing. That's because the folks over at Revolution know that Chicago shows up and shows out for their city in the summer, so the beer should too. Revolution Brewing is Illinois' largest independent craft brewery, born right here in Chicago. From their Hero IPAs to their Freedom Sours to their Cold Time Lager, everything is brewed locally. So grabbing a Chicago beer or two, maybe even three at a Chicago Summer Festival, I think it just makes sense if you ask me. Catch Revolution Brewing at your favorite festival or beer store and learn more at revbrew.com. That's REVbrew.com. what are some unique foods that you're not going to find at every fest that you might only get in certain neighborhoods during festival season?
So if you go down to like Greek Town, you know what I mean?
That
like
was the first one came to mind. That was the first thing I was thinking.
Yeah, man, because they have, Greece is a sea city, like a water town where you get the food from the sea and the ocean, and so it's indicative here in Greek Town, man. You probably will see some octopus there, but go to the restaurants for that kind of stuff. It is fantastic. Greek, what is it, Athena? Oh my God, that's the first time I had octopus, first of all, and just fell in love with it, man. But up and down, you're going to find some really good seafood. And you probably won't see that outside too much because seafood really got to be cold sometimes, or, trying to keep it in Chicago heat is going to be tough,
Athena Greek Restaurant, 212 South Halsted. Taste of Greektown is September 6th through 8th. Are there any specific vendors you look for or avoid, right? Like, we talk about some of the people you can find everywhere. Like, which are the ones you are stopping by and which are the ones that, I've had enough of that. I'm going to keep it pushing.
Yeah, it's typically I go for the ones where if I'm in, let's take Wicker Park Fest, right? There's so many different restaurants to try out in Wicker Park Fest. I always go to the one that I've never had before, because you're doing a couple things. You're expanding your palate, right? You're just expanding yourself and trying something new. I feel like that's the joy of these festivals, is just to try something new. But then also, you got to keep in mind, a lot of times when you do that, these are small businesses in these neighborhoods that are really trying to use this as an opportunity to win you over. So those are the ones that I typically look for. I want to stay away. It's crazy because I love what I love. But I try to stay away from what I love these weekends just because I know I love it. You know what I mean? Like, I know I love it, and I just want to spread that love around to different things.
Man, Wicker Fest is going to be July 26th through July 28th. They just announced, I think, their music lineup. Jamila Wood's going to be out there.
I'm fully going in on trying whatever I have not tried, because I feel like that's part of the fun. You know what I mean? Like, because there's a lot going on when you go to these festivals, man. Your brain is moving at 100 miles per hour, man. You got food everywhere. You got people everywhere. It's hot outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you're single, you're trying to pick up somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much going on. So I'm going in with an open mind. I'm trying to get everything that I need, that I haven't tried, I should say. And, I think that's part of the fun. And a lot of people, when you go out to these festivals, go to another neighborhood too. You know what I mean? Just don't go to your own neighborhood. A perfect example right now is the Juneteenth Fest over in Douglas Park, man. They got NDRE.
The Village Festival. Yeah,
right.
I was just telling people about the NDRE. Dead Prayers going to be in there.
Yeah, bro. So, I mean, like, when you go there with open mind just to see things, meet people. You know what I mean? If you are a small business, network, because I'm definitely going there with my camera and my business card. So just go out there and have fun. You know what I mean? Like, and experience new things. I feel like that's Chicago. Chicago got what, 7,800, almost 7,900 or 8,000 restaurants. Ain't nowhere in the world you're gonna try them all. You know what I mean? Like, so just go out there and try something new. You can always go back to your familiar. You know what I mean?
Ooh, I also appreciate that even if a business isn't at the food festival, just by coming through the neighborhood, you can see some of the options, see what's going on in the neighborhood, learn about a neighborhood. Like, I have been a big fan of the Taste of Chicago neighborhood pop-ups. I understand it was a pandemic. Like the pandemic sort of forced the city's hand to like make the event smaller. But the fact that we have Rogers Park Taste June 15th, Marquette Park Taste July 27th, Taste the Pullman Park, which I've been to the last few years, August 17th, and then the full taste at Grant Park September 6th through 8th. It's such a simple way to pull you across the city from the far north side to the far south side. Marquette Park, of course, on the southwest side. And so it's really this opportunity, but it also highlights that logistics can change, right? Like when you pull up to a festival, like, how do you approach not only your food, but, when you start thinking about like, where am I going to sit? Like the bathrooms, like, how are you mapping out the food festival versus just sort of standing and eating at each stall?
Yeah. So what I do is I walk first. Me and Sarah, we get up and we walk the whole thing. I mean, because there's activities going on too. And like, there's a lot of times there's scheduling of things that's happening. So, you got a time with all right, I want to be here at this time. You know what I mean? Like, and sometimes that stuff is spread out, so you want to just chill.
It's like the farmers market episode we did. I was like, hey, I like to get the lay of the land first. Because if I just jump in at the first stall, we gonna be tired by we get to the other end.
But also, like, and particularly about the Marquette Park Fest. That one, I'm so happy that it's happening again, because they needed a redo after last year. They got rained on. I was out there. But let me tell you something. They partied like it wasn't even raining. But like, that one is such a huge fest. It's larger than, to be honest with you, I think that was almost just as big as the new version of the Taste.
Oh, the Marquette Park Fest was just as big as the Grand Park Taste. Wow.
Yeah, like in size wise, because like the Taste of Chicago was around Buckingham Fountain.
Exactly.
And so this one was right down in the park, and it was a long stretch, both sides of the street of the park, and then they had like another little huge play area. Then they had another big like area where dance and activities were going on. It was massive.
Yeah, folks was stepping down in Pullman when I went. They had a whole dance floor set up.
Yes. So that one I'm glad to see back. But to answer the question again, man, look, I'm walking around first, and then I'm literally looking at stuff that I haven't tried.
I gotta ask, that could be tough on you, especially if you are hungry, right? You just walking around taking those smells in. So when we talked about the farmers market, we talked about maybe consider eating before you go, so that you can at least manage your hunger as you're sort of getting your lay of the land. What about you? How do you approach food festivals, especially if you're doing them during the weekend? Do you eat before you go? What's your plan of attack there?
So believe it or not, I don't eat, because I know I'm going to eat a lot. Now, here's how I manage that, though. You start out small. Think about a food festival. If you're going to be there all day, or if you're going to go to multiple ones, think about it as if it's a real life situation. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, right? And then you're going to have your snacks in between. So manage it like that.
I typically find myself sort of going to a festival. I think like tacos y tamales, right? I'll eat until I'm maybe uncomfortable, watch some music, and then at that point, I kind of want to leave. How do you space out staying at a food festival all day, or do you not? Like, because I don't know. I just feel like for me, it is a few laps. I get full, and now I'm like, I might switch venues, go somewhere else, go home. Like, how do you build the endurance to stay at a food festival for longer than an hour or two, especially if there's music going on and you want to feel engaged and not sluggish all day?
Yeah, so that's a good question, because these festivals, they last all day. You know what I mean? I think the Friday parts of the festival usually start like in the evening and then go to like 10.
Those usually be like a 4 to 10, 4 to 11, but once Saturday, Sunday creep up,
man, you there all day. You know what I mean? Like, so pacing ourselves, man, like enjoying the moment. A lot of times the shenanigans going on, if I'm being real. It's a lot of things going on to keep your attention.
People watching is
unmatched. You know what I mean? It's like the best time, right? But also, a lot of times, take this opportunity to go to the physical locations. You know what I mean? Like, so if you are in the neighborhood, you can walk around the neighborhood, and then come back to whatever you want to do. But also, if you got a plan for a weekend, let's take July 19th again, man. You space that out. You might not even do everything all in one, day. One day is for Pitchfork. One day is for Tacos y Tamale. The next day is for the Hamburger Fest. You know what I mean? Or if you're doing both, you're traveling, which brings me to a point here. Make sure that you get that bus pass, the 3-day bus pass for these things. I see a lot of people taking Ubers, and that's cool. You know what I mean? If you got it, go ahead, do it.
Map it out. Figure out how you can best move through the city.
Man, look, the train system, the bus system, man, you $15 will get you on and off unlimited times. You know what I mean? I'm not plugging, I don't work for the CTA, but like, if we gonna support local, you know what I mean? Like, that's an infrastructure that can definitely use the help. So
I was just thinking about that. I was like, to get from Pitchfork to like Tacos y Tamale.
Well, that one is kind of easy. You could just take the 9. You could take the 9 to the 18th, and you'll be there. Just a short few steps.
But the Roscoe Village one,
yeah, that one is gonna be. You could take part of the 9, but you got to move. You got to move around to get to Roscoe Village.
But I also, one of the things I appreciate is I typically try to do, like, if there's a like a festival in Chinatown and Pilsen the same. That's one of them where I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to walk. That's how I'm going to burn some of that energy and sort of rebuild that hunger in a day. So if you can find a couple of things within walking distance of each other, but yeah, definitely try to plan around public transit if you're making it a weekend thing. One of Simone's big questions about food festivals is they're almost always way more expensive than your typical neighborhood fest. You know, how much do you have to eat to make those tickets worth it?
You know, it's true. The prices are, you know, a little bit more, but I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer, because you're gonna have to pay that price especially if you're gonna be there all day. You know, you just got to go into it with the mind frame that you're helping out this business. You're there for fun. You know, you're not there to be on no budget. You know what I mean? Your budget is how much money you can spend that day. That's on you. You know what I mean? Like, that's not on the business.
I was like, do y'all hit a certain amount, like set a certain amount at the beginning of the day, and then when you hit it, we're done? Or do you just...
Hey, when it comes to food, we're not the financial people you want to talk to.
I've been on the podcast a couple times, G. I'm so grateful to y'all. Y'all be like, hey, come eat what you want. We getting 40 platters. I'm like, what's happening?
Hey, look, I turn into a black grandmama, abuelita. Shoot, I'm going to feed you. We going to feed you. So, yeah, I'm not the one to talk to about the budget. Here's what I say. Just if you know what you got, you know, and if your boys are saying, come on, let's do another round, you can't do it. Just go to the bathroom and then wait till they finish, you know? Take a bathroom break, you know?
All right. If you had one piece of advice to leave people with as they're eating their way through festival season, what would it be?
My one piece of advice: don't overextend yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we've talked a couple times about the July 19th as one specific day, but you know, we also brought up July 26th, 27th. You know what I mean? Like, so it's you know, you're a new kid, when you get a new present, you open up a new toy on Christmas Day. All you want to do is you want to play with that toy. That's summertime shy in a nutshell. And you just got to understand, you're not going to be able to do it all. You're not going to be able to do it all. And it's okay. It'll be back. You know what I mean? But don't try to it's going to be hot outside. You know what I mean? We don't know if these cicadas going to still be messing with us at this point while we at these festivals. So don't overextend yourself. Have fun and live in the moment. Do what you can. Spend this time with your friends, man. Take pictures. You know, get sweaty. Be in the trenches with the rest of Chicago, and just have fun. You know.
100%. Man, for me, I think the one piece of advice I would have for people, and I'm even trying to have for myself this summer, is when you are going through those festival lists, like if you come across one that just the name looks unfamiliar to you, the menu looks unfamiliar to you, I say put that one on your calendar, right? If you looking and you see Bantu Fest at Hyde Park, July 27th, 28th, and you're like, what's that? I have no idea. Maybe put that on your calendar. For me, that might be Taste of Polonia, August 30th through September 2nd in Jeff Park. Like, I've never been, I've always seen it, and I look at the menu and I'm like, oh, I didn't grow up eating a lot of those things. I think that's the reason I should put it on the list. And so that would be my advice, people. Definitely go with the comfort ones. Go with the big ones with your friends and your family. But if you see a neighborhood or a festival name that just doesn't look familiar to you, click on that one, maybe.
Yes, that Taste of Polonia is lit. Let me tell you, I've been a couple times. It is lit.
Can't get nothing past you, my dog.
No. Just make sure you have some water after you drink that beer there. Let me tell you.
You got nothing but potato and beer on your stomach for the first 35 minutes. Bro, I have to say it again. You are one of my favorite people to talk to. I'm so proud of you and Sarah for all of the work y'all have done over the last 3 years. Dario Durham is one half of the amazing podcast, 77 Flavors of Chicago, but he also a photographer, a comedian. He wears a lot of hats. So tap in with Dario and the entire team. We appreciate you coming through CityCast today.
Appreciate you.
Before we let you go, for more news and events, bookmark our website, chicago.citycast.fm. And to get all of these things in your inbox every morning, Monday through Friday for free, subscribe to our daily newsletter, Hey Chicago. Of course, I got some good news for you. This is your last Friday to catch the Fem-powered world-building dance work, The Function, at Land and Sea Department at Garfield Park. While tickets are sold out, they do have an email wait list if you want to tap in. Also, they have added a new show during this run, so maybe follow their Instagram to pay attention. As always, we appreciate you for listening and reading. We're going to be back bright and early tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. Peace.